Hello there everybody, Sabata92 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Irae Amantes Amentes. In the last episode, we basically got back into this after one hell of a break. And you know what? I'll say it again. Irae fandom, you guys are awesome. Alright, so immediately we got started on the Marie route, and fast forwarded, did 3 choices in such a short span of time. And interestingly enough, the story completely did a bit of a divergence of Ren immediately attacking Reinhard, as well as Marie. Apparently, I'm guessing that this is probably the first time that she's experienced fear, so that was interesting. And apparently they were, both Marie and Ren were being remade, which I'm guessing that's kind of a way of them getting stronger. But then Reinhard just broke the blade. By the way, I'm taking your girl. Bye. So needless to say, that was fun. And now we're locked up inside a little cell. But then we came across a very interesting moment that kind of automatically tells me that, oh yeah, this is clearly a censored thing. With the way Himura was being very, very forcefully forward. One that I wasn't too keen on liking on that. But we refused her advances. Thank goodness. But yeah, honestly, whenever that scene started popping up, I was just, my immediate thought was, okay, this is clearly a censored scene. You know what? I don't know. I think I'm kind of getting to the point where I can tell when something's about to happen. And I'm like, okay, this is the family-friendly version. And well, I don't think I want to know what the hell the uncensored version was. I'm not a big fan of that stuff anyway. But we're kind of locked up in a cell. So that's going to be interesting how the hell we're going to figure out a way to get the feck out of here. As fleeting as it was, I could still feel Himura's smell tickling my nose. Didn't even have time to fade away. To fade before my solitude was broken once more. I heard the heavy door open. Not a single part of me thought that she returned, and the ominous presence leaking into the cell quickly confirmed that I was right. It might have lacked hostility and malice, but it was definitely not friendly either. Then, of course, there was the density of the person's presence, impossible to achieve by one's lonesome. Like everyone in their band of psychos, he had a step that felt like the march of hundreds, perhaps even thousands, something he didn't even try to conceal. The door was fully open, and my visitor was... Hello there, Trifa! How are you, good sir? Valeria Trifa. My situation finally got the appropriate person and the appropriate event. Are you gonna kind of go into, details about what you intend to do with me? I'm guessing either use me as a sacrifice for a swastika, or, if I had to guess, forcefully make me stronger to be, something akin to being fun for Reinhard. I don't know. I reminded him that I was bound from head to toe, and rendered unable to do any worthwhile movements. No, we have no intention of exhausting you mentally. We're going to exhaust you physically. Maybe emotionally as well. We have so many things we can probably try out. Would you like to play Go Fish with Wilhelm? Oh god, no! Oh my god, if he actually tried playing cards with them, he'd probably try to shove them down your throat anytime you got a good move. Oh boy. Regardless of what her goals were, the short moment I spent with Himura wasn't encumbering at all. Hell, I think her visit actually helped me. I mean, my pants were kind of loose, but now she actually fixed that up. I gotta say thank you to her later.
さて、怒っているようでしたからね。そういう状態の女性には近づかない主義なのですよ。 張り手くらい受けてやってもいいのですが、あいにく今はそういうわけにもいかない。不中になる。
I'm pretty sure her slapping you in the face would be akin to her slapping her bare hand against some nice bricks. And I've slapped a brick. That's not a very pleasant feeling. With a small smirk on his face, Father Trifa spoke senseless words as he walked up and freed one of my arms.
あとは自分でおやりなさい。
He gave me a key. I wordlessly took it, started using it, and within a few minutes I regained my freedom. Okay, instantly okay, why? During that time period, Father Trifa didn't speak a word. And as if that wasn't enough, when I stood up, he just turned his back on me and started leaving the cell. That behavior made me click my tongue. He took no precautions against the possibility of my escape or counteroffense. And it wasn't because he believed in me or anything. He simply knew that I could be easily taken care of if I tried anything. Yeah! The bastard knew I was powerless in my current state. There was no point in me proudly standing up and pretending I was fine while still fighting the creaks of pain all over my body. Then again, I guess I had to be at least somewhat passable. Though it might have been pointless from a tactical perspective, I really didn't want to look pathetic in front of this man. A show of will was the only weapon I could use in my current situation.
何をしているのですか？ついてきなさい。
Why? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna throw me into a freaking arena with Machina?
どこへ？
Oh, wait a minute, he's not been summoned yet. Oh, by the way, you guys kind of, corrected me on this. Yeah, or not corrected me, but you confirmed this. Yes, those three that were with Reinhardt in that big old hall, that was Samuel, Machina, and Schreiber. Okay, thank you very much. I mean, I think it should have been pretty obvious, considering the details that each of them had. I just wanted to be absolutely sure. I was just making sure that there wasn't any, like, okay, those are some random details to give that those three particular corpses. Okay, thank you very much for clarifying that. I was correct in my thinking. I had a hunch, but it couldn't have hurt to ask, right? And sure enough, the response was,
ハイドリ秘境がお待ちです。
oh, goody, goody, gumdrops. The intensity of the event that would soon befall me was so great I couldn't help but regret my nonchalant question. Well, yeah? Screw it. In for a penny, in for a pound. As we walked the dark, stony corridor, I asked him something else.
シスターは今どこに？
さて。
In response, Father Trifa put on a bitter smile.
おそらくテレジアのところ。というか、部屋から締め出されたドアの前で、拉致もないことを語りかけているのでしょう。彼女はそういう人だ。私は素晴らしいと思いますよ。あの方は女性というものを見事に体現していらっしゃる。情を捨てられず流されながらも真の部分ではひどく精度の良い天秤をお持ちだ。子と選ぶという行為において女性は男のようにみっともなく揺れたりしない。泣いていようが叫んでいようが正反対のことを言っていようがするべきことは最初から決めているのですよ。彼女たちはね。リザは信用に足る。私にとってもあなたにとってもテレジアにとっても。まあそれだけに痛ましくもありますが、この先あなたと対峙するような事態になっても何かうまいことやってくれるでしょうよ。彼女ならね。少なくとも私よりはあなたに好ましい対応をするはずだ。
I mean, maybe? Possibly.
じゃあ。
Me and Sister Lisa facing one another as enemies was not a scenario I wanted to imagine in the first place. But if I had to, it was best left for later. The present, the reality before me, had enough problems for me to deal with.
あんたはどうなんだよ、神父さん。
私ですか？言ったでしょう。あなたに害しか及ぼしません。
His tone was so light you'd think he was inviting me over for tea.
ならあんたに案内されてるこの先は俺にとって最悪の場所ってわけだ。
否定はできませんね。何をもって最悪とするかはともかく、私はあなたと同じ立場にはなりたくない。
シスターのことを話してる時は俺にもまだ先がありそうな言い回しだったけど。
わからないのですよ。わからない。
His words rang with earnestness rather than grandeur, at least to my ears.
ハイドリ秘境の意図するところなど私にはわからない。故にあなたがどうなるかもわからない。
Listen, I want something entertaining, so you still have potential. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you have a little bit of time. You're going to build yourself up, see if you can actually even stand the chance against one of my pinky fingers. Try to your best to entertain me for a little bit, shall you? Please?
別に脅すつもりはありませんが、楽観しない方が良いでしょう。一度生かされたからといって二度目があるとは限らない。あの方は何というか、こちらの都合など一切お構いなしなのですよ。彼の中では自然な理屈があるのでしょうが、昔からはっきり言って理解できない。要するに常識で測れない。
あんたに常識がうんぬん言われたくはないけどね。
He brings up a fair point. He did have a point, though. That thing is beyond both sense and reason. Hell, I was breaking the rules just by being alive right now. Normally, I should have died instantly the very moment he appeared. A part of me wanted to ask him about why that didn't happen, but I refrained. Father Tarifa had already said he didn't understand him, so he probably wouldn't have an answer. Instead, I decided to ask something else. A meaningless question with no ulterior motive or deep desire for knowledge behind it. However, it was also a question that would confirm just how abnormal this priest really was.
年いくつ？
And he answered,
さて、90の半ばを超えたあたりでしょうか。おおよそ1世紀生きていると言えばいいですかね。我々の中では比較的年長な方ですよ。とは言っても、あなたから見れば90も80も大差ない年寄りでしょうが。
そう、やっぱり。
I always felt something off about him being Himura's godfather, and it turned out that the feeling wasn't unfounded. Father Tarifa was easily old enough to have lived through World War II, yet he was right here, unchanged since then, an immortal unfit to be called human.
ならあれはやっぱりあれでいいんだ。
ハイドリ秘境のことですか？ええ、有名な方ですから、あなたも知っているでしょう。ラインハルト・トリスタン・オイゲン・ハイドリヒ大将閣下。真実の1割も記されていない教科書でさえ、彼が最も恐ろしい魔性だったと言っているでしょう。その評価は間違っていない。万分の1以下の過小評価ではありますがね。それでも彼は図抜けていた。唯一例外は副首領閣下くらいでしょうか。
そいつの名前は？
おや、知らないのですか？まあ確かにこの国の学生が知っているほど著名ではないですが、それについてはハイドリ秘境ご本人からお聞きなさい。
We reached the end of the long corridor, where a colossal door towered over us. Beyond it, the monster was waiting for me.
ちなみにここは私がくぐる門でもあります。 原則として一門につき一人しか通れませんから、今は私が開けるわけにもいかない。ですからどうぞ、お一人で。これは真実本音ですが、あなたの安全を祈ります。
This is gonna be interesting. I'm not sure what I'm going to be expecting.
Maybe just an idle chat with Lord Hydrick, or just, fuck, I don't...
God. Oh boy. Okay, let's do this. His ominous words made me want to say something, but my body didn't allow that. My pulse was hastening. I was drenched in cold sweat, and my breathing was ragged. Once I went past these gates, there would be no escape.
わかったよ。
All right. However, I didn't want to show any weakness before this priest. That tiny sliver of pride was the only thing preventing my legs from giving out, allowing me to muster enough courage to push the door. Is the gang all here? The hinges creaked as the vertical space in the middle of the gate opened up. Compared to how heavy and grand it looked, I was able to spread it with relative ease and pass into the room beyond.
座ってしばしお待ちなさい。だが、副首領閣下の席だけはやめた方がいい。そこはハイドリ秘境と近すぎる。
I'm just expecting he just kind of sits down on the wrong seat and then frickin' Wilhelm just comes frickin' pulling off a dynamic entry like, fuck what, that's my seat! And just drop kicks Ren. I don't know why I pictured that idea in my head.
ゼクス、ズイーベン、そのあたりが良いでしょう。対面ですし、あながちあなたと無関係でもない席だ。
His words echoed behind me as the gate creaked into a close, leaving me all alone. I considered my options. Not only was I completely cornered, but the place was infested with demons and devils. I knew that my situation was similar to that of a fish on a chopping board, but I couldn't give up on life just yet.
しかし、円卓か。
Already, I am liking a lot of the differences in this route compared to the other ones. This is a different situation right now. Usually, it's mostly fighting. This time, he's just kind of like, he's in enemy territory. He can't fight back. He can get killed at any fucking moment.
But he's like, oh, by the way, our lord wants to speak with you. What else he does, I have no idea, but good luck.
It's different. First things first, I examined the room I was locked into to get a better grasp of my situation, and that was the most notable object. A jet black table as round as it was dark. The way it made the light seep away from it despite its hue was reminiscent of pitchstone or ebony, and its placement in the very center of the space served to emphasize its grandeur. The obsidian round table couldn't be any more fitting. While the center of the room was flat to give space to the table and the 13 seats, it went upwards as it went outwards, making it comparable to the Colosseum or a theater. Or comparable. I've always never been able to pronounce either one properly. It was easy to tell that this was their headquarters, the place where Wilhelm, Rusalka, Father Trifa, and Sakurai would bring up and discuss topics that could be no less than disgusting. To be honest, I really wanted to fucking break it. I was told to sit and wait, but the idea of taking any of these seats rubbed me the wrong way. Not only was it unpleasant, but it would hinder the swiftness of my response if something happened. This was a monster's cage, and I was locked in it, so I couldn't allow myself to do something so reckless. That aside, though, I could actually feel the dispositions of the seat's owners just by looking at them, so I decided to do a small examination. Oh, cool. The gate I walked through belonged to Father Trifa, so it was safe to assume that the seat before me was his as well. On the back, it had a symbol that resembled a tree with branches, but that was about the only noteworthy thing about it. The seat next to it, however, felt absolutely terrible. Specifically, the one to the left of the priest's seat. The symbol on it was a triangle-like shape pointing to the right, and reeking of a rotten stench, almost like it had been doused in tens of buckets of putrid blood. It didn't take much to realize that the seat belonged to Wilhelm, I had figured. Its stony composition aside, I couldn't help but feel like it was made of bones and flesh, so decayed I had to hold back an urge to vomit as I shifted my gaze to the other one. This one probably belonged to Sakurai. The symbol was nothing but an arrow pointing upwards, and compared to the other two, it had an aura of youth surrounding it. As youthful as it was, though, there was no hint of bloom. It was too stiff, too strict, too severely lacking in placidity. It possessed a tension that easily reminded me of her and the typical severity of her expression. So those were seats 3, 4, and 5, huh? I did recall the numbers they spoke when they introduced themselves, and the impressions I got here were a perfect match to their owners. Then I reached seats 6 and 7, the ones Father Trifa recommended. The ones that were supposedly not entirely unrelated to me. But then... the priest was right about seat number 6. I couldn't feel anything unpleasant about it, so if I did take a seat, this would probably be the one. But then I remembered that the one before it belonged to Reinhard. I had the impression that round tables were meant to prevent displays of superiority, and yet, while my eyes failed to see a difference, I could easily feel it. That seat belonged to the master of this room. The sign etched into its surface had to be either the letter N or H. Yet I couldn't help but sense something awfully ominous about it. That is a very funky way to write down... Huh. You know, it's in the shape of an N, but it has like... Huh. Interesting. I imagined that if a foreigner saw the kanji for murder or destruction, they wouldn't assume that they represented love or peace either. And that was exactly how I felt about this. Curse? Hate? No. That didn't fit. It was more like the symbol for nuclear weaponry. It was probably... definitely...
Hagaru.
Hagaru. As if raining down on all the stones in this space, a voice echoed around the obsidian round table.
崩壊、終焉、旧秩序の死とそれをなす力、抑制できぬ自然、ジャガーノート。求心どもの黄昏、最後の戦争。DS 入れだよ。
Roll credits.
私はそれを待っている。
Well, you didn't have to wait long. You only had to wait about 3 months for this to kind of get back on this, so yeah. Oh, there he is. Accompanying the voice, a soul with an overwhelming mass manifested itself before me once again. Golden eyes that matched his mane, and a face refined beyond all dissent. Though evil beyond doubt, he filled the room with grace and majesty befitting royal nobility. The Lord Commander of the Obsidian Table, Reinhard Heydrich. I didn't know if he just didn't intend to intimidate me now, but the pressure that forced all and everything to prostrate themselves before him was weaker than last time. Even so, I still had trouble looking at him straight on. As ironic as it might be, though, all the life and death situations I went through dulled my senses and body so much that it minimized my fear of him. Probably shouldn't let him know that. He might give you a damn good reason to be really terrified. If I had eyes with clarity so great that I could see into the number and density of the soul swirling within him, I would likely die due to the insanity.
かけたまえよ。そう警戒せずともよい。生産杯に何やら脅されたのだろうが、私も礼を応じる。ここの主人として、客への対応くらいはわきまえているつもりだよ。
Okay.
かけたまえ。
Reinhard urged me once more while eyeing seat number 6, which was right before me. As pathetic as it might have been, His words had something to them that made it difficult for me to resist. Well, I guess if he intended to do something to me, then it would happen, and I couldn't do anything about it, regardless if I was seated or standing. However, as a small show of defiance, I decided to take seat number 7 instead.
なるほど。なかなか面白い選択だ。象徴的とでも言うかな。ケイ、そこが誰の席か知っているのかね。
別に。
Me sitting here was an abrupt decision fueled by nothing but pride, but the feeling of it wasn't bad at all, to be honest. Not exactly a pleasant idea, but I sensed that I could get along with whoever owned this seat. However, none of that mattered now. I had no grasp of his intentions, but my situation wasn't light enough for me to have a pleasant conversation with him. Regardless, if we were having an exchange or not, this was all a battle to me. First and foremost, I had to protect my own life, but my win conditions meant taking back what he took from me. Marie, basically. Even if I was able to leave here with all my limbs intact, it would be completely pointless if I didn't have her by my side. A clear loss. Reinhard Heydrich. As a man who reached the rank of Lieutenant General while still in the youth of his 30s, he probably went through government conspiracies, secrecies, and trickeries on a daily basis. Even if our battle stayed only verbal, he was still a formidable foe. When considered naturally, I was facing him as nothing but a student who had yet to live 2 full decades. My burden here was so great that I might as well have been facing a creature from a higher dimension. And that is exactly why I had to avoid being consumed by such feelings.
一つ聞きたい。
I spoke loud and clear to try and take the lead of the conversation. This wasn't a case where I could go on the defensive.
なんで俺は生きている？
Reinhardt sounded a light chuckle and...
生物を砕かれれば、その使い手も砕かれる。それに対する矛盾かね。ならば、何も問題はない。単なるKの勘違いだ。
勘違い？
そう。その断りをどこで知った？目で見たのか？あるいは聞いたか？前者であれば結論を急ぎすぎ、後者であれば言葉が足りない。結果だけを見て、過程に目を向けていない。
Okay.
なぜ K は器物の破壊が肉体の破壊に直結すると判断した？そうなったからそうなるのだろう。では、あまりにも単慮だろう。聖なる異物に宿る魂、それに溶け合い融合した己の魂、この2つを砕かれるからこそ霊質の破壊が物質の破壊につながるのだ。蓋をこじ開け中身を抜き取った程度では私も K も誰も死なぬよ。
Not to rebuke you, sir, just... You need to be a little bit more specific about a man's lid? And what contents? As... Okay, you know what? I value my life, so I'm not even going to question your logic, sir.
つまり、
He was saying that mine and Marie's souls weren't damaged, but only split apart. It wasn't the weapon's destruction that led to the destruction of the flesh, but rather the damage inflicted upon the souls within it. The realization that Marie was perfectly fine made me exhale a sigh of relief. However, I had trouble accepting that the truth was that simple. He spoke of the act as if it was easy to do, but I couldn't help but think otherwise. It seemed like he crushed a packet of peanuts without damaging the contents.
理解したかね？
Though I still had some questions about the issue, I nodded wordlessly while averting my gaze from his. The main deal was that he had abilities that were nothing short of divine, and that he used them to keep me alive. Why did he do that anyway?
なんでそんな面倒なことをする？
He could have killed me right then and there. Hell, he could kill me right now. Even if there were 100 of me and we all banded up against him, we wouldn't stand a snowball's chance in hell.
俺を一体どうするつもりだ。
どうする？
You know what? I haven't even thought about that for a moment. I just wanted to have myself a little chat here. Oh, right. One other thing.
I don't know. He just seems that fickle. Is that the right word I'm looking for? I don't know. Reinhard actually processed it with a pensive look on his face.
私はただ K と話をしたかったのだよ。
Nani?
Was he fucking around with me? I almost shouted that out loud, but the pressure of his being had filled the room and gained so much density that my tongue failed to move. I could feel that he was about to speak something laden with danger. Words that would curse me if they entered my ears. Words that I shouldn't even hear, let alone listen to.
ザラトゥストラ。例えば K は今と同じ状況を以前にもあったと感じたことはあるまいか。
Foreknowledge.
未曾有の恐怖、絶対の危機、最悪の絶望。死を前にしたその瞬間ですら、ふとそんな冷めた考えに浸ったことは。
Freaking theme of foreknowledge. I think that's like one of the most recurring themes in this tale. I like it. I felt some recent memories of mine stir within my head. Reinhard spoke words that were... This deja vu just won't ever stop. The same as his. The only difference was in the way they presented it, but that could be chalked up to their personalities. However, there was absolutely no doubt that we were talking about the same thing.
逆であってもいい。舌をとろかす美酒、心震わす学問、形成の美女。人生を彩る快楽が単なる焼き増しの追体験だと感じたことは。
That made me remember Himuro's visage. I could still feel her warmth, and allowed me to muster the foolhardiness of a suicidal madman. A confrontation with this golden man almost made me believe that my lifespan was being chipped away, and yet, I looked at him head on.
それが一体どうしたというんだ。
その悲壮感。まさに死という未知に向かう挑戦者の姿勢だ。ならばこそ私の話を聞くがいい。
Was he just messing around? I glared at him as if to ask that, and he only shrugged to indicate that I was misunderstanding him.
そうではない。基地というものの恐ろしさを解くにあたって死こそが最良の教材であるからだ。故に私は死を心に落としたKに説く。真に恐ろしいものは死ではない。その畏怖もその尊厳も何もかもが剥奪され、死が死でなくなる基地の方だということ。
A thing more frightening than death itself?
例えば私はこの瞬間Kと対峙するこの空間、空気に覚えがある。かつて私はKに同様のことを説いた。それを覚えているのだ。
What the hell was he saying? I didn't remember anything like that. However, it didn't sound like he was speaking of a hypothetical scenario.
思い出さないのかね。
人違いだろ。
A forced retort.
K の記憶に誤りはない。ここでこうして私とケイトで話すのは確かに初めてだろう。
The golden phantom relaxed his lips and spoke something peculiar.
つまり私が覚えているのは過去ではないのだよ。
過去じゃない。
私は
今を覚えているのだ。
My head failed to work, my body failed to move, and as I felt something really unpleasant within the conversation, an urge to vomit built up within me. The dread enveloping me felt so vast that I thought my heart would jump out of my chest. In the end, I fought through it to process what he was saying.
かつて私は私の人生を生きた。その中で K とも出会い、そしてこのように話をした。 K は
Oh shit, I am so sorry, I did not mean to do that. I cut him off, I'm probably gonna die. Well, it was nice playing, it was nice knowing you guys. Sorry, I'm probably going to die now. That was completely his own problem. He could spend days talking about it, and I still wouldn't remember shit. Was he talking about a previous life?
無論それは過去ではない。この日この時この空間での話だ。私はそれを覚えているのだよ。
予知能力でも持っているのか。
本当に覚えていないらしいな。 K はあの時の K とは別人なのか。
I couldn't be any less equipped to answer that question. None of what he said rang a bell, so he might as well have been talking to a wall.
未来を予知することができればどれほど楽だろうな。残念ながら私にそんな力はないよ。
His lips shaped a self-deriding smile.
今この瞬間の経験、体験を私は覚えている。いいかな。類似した体験を思い出しているわけではない。かつての生において同じことをしていたのだと思い出しているのだ。
かつての？
かつて私が今と同様にラインハルト・ハイドリヒであった時、今と同じようにこの日この時 K を呼び出して同じような問答をしたと思い出しているということだ。
I didn't get him at all. To me, the only present was now, this very moment.
K にとって今とは今この瞬間だけなのだな。幸せなことだ。妬ましいことだ。
何が言いたい？
確認をしておきたかった。 K が何者であるのかを。私もまたカールから何も知らされていないのだよ。
カール？
Carl? Who was that?
カール・クラフト。私と知り合った時はそう名乗っていた男だよ。卓越した異常者だ。
Or is that name Cagliostro?
いわく3単位で名を持っているらしいがな。うちのいくつかは K も知っているのではないのかね。例えばファウスト、サンジェルマン、パラケルス、カイオストロ、
Cagliostro?
そしてメルクリウス。このまま一番通りが良いか。
This was giving me a headache. How long had the guy been alive? Just by considering his relation to Marie, his minimum possible age was at least 200, but now I was supposed to process that he existed even prior to that? And then, I was supposed to believe that, come wartime, he changed his name to Karl Kraft and mingled with the Obsidian Round Table. Not only that, but he was the one who met with the once human Reinhard and Father Triva, transforming them into the inhuman beings they now were. Downright ridiculous. Even with the greatest proof sitting right before me, I couldn't just accept it so easily.
信じているのか、それを。
どちらでもない。どちらでもよい。そんなことは重要でない。 彼には力があり面白い男で、私と目的が合致しているならば何一つ問題はあるまい。
目的？
言っただろう、基地官だ。
As he spoke, Reinhardt's voice was filled with malice for an enemy, for a fate that must be averted, and yet I could feel a hint of awe for something of sacred divinity.
私はカールと友誼を結んでそれに触れた。おかげで以降世が常にくすんで見えるよ。元から情熱のない生き方をしていたのだが余計に私は一度も達成感や解放感、満足と言えるものを胸に抱いたことがない。当時はそれにすら気づいておらず、故に幸せではあったのだろうな。愚かという名の祝福だが、しかしないということに気がついた。私にできぬこともなれぬ地位も倒せぬ敵も落とせぬ女も得られぬ財もなかったが、余人であればたとえどれだけ小さな山でも越えた時に感じるだろう歓喜、興奮、胸の高まり。それが私には欠落していたと気づかされた。カールは言ったよ。あなたは本気を出していない。陳腐だろう。まるで万能感に酔う少年の日の妄想だ。しかし彼はこうも言った。究極に近くなるほど陳腐になる。つまり私はどうも生まれる世界を間違えたらしい。難易度が低すぎる、取るに足らぬ。だが生まれた以上は生きていくしか他になく、私なりの順応法、知らずのうちにまとっていた不寛という名の甲冑をカールは容赦なく剥ぎ取ったのだよ。
I don't know, the way he just said that.
The difficulty here is too low for me to even begin to care.
It's like he just got loaded. He's a character from a different game that got loaded into a new file that is strictly on easy mode, and he can't change the difficulty to make it a higher one.
故に基地官だ。私は何をしてもつまらぬという気持ちを無限に味わわされている。ある意味彼は敵だな。私を壊した、人であろうとした私を。
I probably didn't get half of what Reinhardt was saying, but I understood that his goal could be boiled down to nothing more than
満足したいだけだと。
他に何があるのかね。
He answered with no hesitation or pretension, only childish straightforwardness.
具体的には2つ。私が全力を行使しても容易ならざる事態の発言、かつそれを乗り越えた先が未知であること。どちらが先になるかは分からん。ここは私の世界ではない。故に私があるべき世界を想像して流れ出させる。踏破するに足る山を出現させて乗り越える。それが基地官の終焉だ。我らはゲットーと呼んでいるが、的を射ているだろう。誰でも繋がれれば暴れたくなる。
He was not of this world, so he would destroy it all and create one fit for him. Hoggle, destruction, the day the Olden Order ends, the Dies Irae. Spine's words came back to me. They must not be brought back to this world. They were monsters, beasts beyond coexistence. The construction of a magic circle, the rite of return, competing murderers and the souls they sacrifice. I see. So he was...
まだ完全じゃないのか。
He was already beyond all imagination, and yet that was a display of only a few tenths, if not hundredths, of his total power. Honestly, he might as well have been a creature from a higher dimension. If there was a world befitting this beast, I really didn't want to see it. It would surely be no different than witnessing the devil on his very own hellish throne.
警官だ。確かに今の私は影に過ぎない。本体とでも言っておこうか。ともかく私の大半は私が作った私の世界に今もある。
Now, here's the thing that's really got me curious. I wonder if it's going to be this route or the Himuro route that we have all 8 swastikas, or I'm sorry, all of the swastikas in effect, and he is like completely fully summoned at his full power. I wonder if it's going to be this one, because I'm pretty sure, if memory serves, in the Sakurai route we had, feel free to correct me on this, I'm pretty sure we had 7 swastikas in effect. Only 1 wasn't, I think. I'm trying to remember. I think that's how it was. But anyway, I'm wondering if this is the route. Don't tell me. I want it to be a surprise here. I wonder if this is the route that's gonna be that, like, all 8. Him being at full power.
どうやってそんなことを。
K がカールの秘宝を理解すれば分かるようになるだろう。何も特別なことをやっているわけではない。まあ、いささか大掛かりな真似はしたがね。旅立つのも戻るのも相応に大道具を必要とする。かつてはベルリン、そして今は。
The gold squinted his eyes and implicitly halted his words for several seconds, imploring me to imagine and word it myself. An action reminiscent of a devil with a sick taste for human reactions.
この町か。
With a creaking voice, I squeezed out those words.
しかり。
じゃあ。
Was that what he was getting at? What he wanted me to take away from this?
この町と俺たちが道具だと。
Such hubris, such inhumanity, so fiendish a thought that no human could think and act by it.
その憤りは的外れだな。そうも我々がいなければこの町など生まれておらん。
何？
ハウスホーファーという男がいてな。地政学の権威であり、魔術師崩れであり、私とカールの、まあ、ありていに言えば、玩具だ。彼はこの国に駐在していたこともある。さて、何をしていたのかな？
Laying the groundwork for designing the city? A dreadful thought passed through my mind. Me, Kasumi, Shiro, Honjo, all the current Surahara inhabitants were born into a land noticed by these lunatics, not into a city planned and built to be their little game board.
シャンバラ思想、東方の楽園。彼が傾倒していた理想的国家の何たるかを探るロマンだよ。なかなか面白い男ではあったがね。カールに目をつけられたのは運の尽きだったと言うしかない。
Ooh, I bet.
ハウスホーファーがシャンバラ・タリュールと記録していたいくつかの地。中でも上位の霊格を有するこの地が哀れにもカールの目に留まる。あとは言うまでもなかろう。
Haushofer and Karl, also known as Mercurius. They were 2 men on completely different levels. To be a magician was an eccentric hobby born out of the madness caused by excessive amounts of learning. The former man was exactly that, but the latter was, without a doubt, the real thing. So real, in fact, that he could turn a whole city into a stage setting.
サラトゥストラ・ユーバーメンシュ。 ゴルデネハガルズスワスチカ。この街は私の理想を内から流れ出させる契約の箱だ。聖典に言うところのアーク、つまり都市規模の生物に他ならん。町だけではない。シャンバラに住む全ての命は一人の例外もなく我々の糧として存在している。生命に意味を付与するのは哲学者か坊主の両軍だが、この場合においてはその限りにあらず。すなわちこの都市全ての生命は形而上的な概念ではなく、れっきとした存在の意味が与えられているということだ。
This bastard just went and said it out loud.
餌だと。
道具という表現が気に食わぬのだと言い換えたのだが、これもお気に召さんかね。ならばどうぞ。
So nonchalant about it. Well, you didn't like prop. What else was I supposed to call you? You're making this quite hard on me, and here I just wanted to have a nice little conversation.
スワスチカを開くのは戦場だ。あまたの血と魂の産経。ゆえにどうしようもなく敵手という存在がいる。武器すら持たぬただの民を殺戮しても、それは形状であって戦場とは言わん。無論開かぬこともないが、私の好みではない。霊格が落ちる。わかるだろう。だからこそKなのだ。このシャンバラに私を具現させるため、8つの戦場を制覇しろ。拒絶したところで無駄な人死にが増えるだけだ。いやもあるまい。
He was completely right. I was utterly and thoroughly cornered. Whether I fled or fought, Reinhardt's return was inevitable. The only good method of dealing with this was to kill several of them at one swastika, and I knew full well just how difficult that was. Karl Croft, an abnormally unpleasant character who was cunning beyond measure. I could understand why he was hated by Wilhelm and the others, but I had a hunch that the very malice directed at him was part of his absurd plot. My situation was like that of a wanted criminal. Sakurai described it as a game of hide-and-seek, and that wasn't far off the mark at all. I was a substitute to Croft, the vice commander they so vehemently abhorred, and I knew the extent of their hatred firsthand, having been hunted by a few of them in the past. But if that was the case, then...
どうするね。理解に至ったなら決断の時だ。引くか進むか、ここで私と。
Oh. For a moment, my heart throbbed so loudly it reverberated within my ears. Here's the place. Now is the time. The only time. He had been pressuring me since the start, and I couldn't even look him straight in the eye. Thoughts and hubris beyond measure, a presence so overwhelming that I could physically feel it. Reinhard Heydrich was so far out of bounds that simply keeping myself together felt a struggle in itself. However, I felt that this was also a golden opportunity. The moment when I had to throw away all thoughts about the probability of success and make a headlong dive into a battle against him. And so, I stood up.
マリーを返せ。
Straightforward words that contained only what was necessary, spoken while glaring at the golden monster, and holding back the uneasiness and chills that felt like they could evaporate my body.
試してみろよ。食えるかどうか。万全じゃないと彼女がいる俺とは向き合えないのか。
A provocation so dangerous it made a tightrope walk seem a cakewalk. If he so desired, the beast before me could destroy a human without as much as lifting a finger. Based on what Reinhard said thus far, I concluded that he wanted me to take up the role of their opponent. As ridiculous as that sounded, he wished for a fierce enough adversary to satisfy him.
which meant that I, in my current state, was hardly even worthy to be killed. However, displaying fear or servility might disappoint him enough to end me. I had to be a powerful foe, a mighty, ferocious hero that could make the beast wish to go all out. Stop tangling up my damn tongue. I keep doing that. Stop shaking my fucking limbs. Shut up and slow down, my heart.
マリーがいれば今のお前くらい倒せるんだよ。
To what was undoubtedly the greatest bluff in all my life, he responded with, Reinhard hung his head, chuckled, and then threw it back and laughed out loud.
Migoto. 全く、いや、上出来ではないか。教育が行き届きすぎだぞ、カール。しかしこれは家庭として鮮内とはいえ腹立たしいな。彼の命がけの基地だ。無意味だ。いや、福音へ至る道として感受するかな。終わりは近い。
With that, the hand covering his handsome face started to shine and drown the surrounding darkness in a golden light.
持っていけ。
Oh! Something came flying towards me, crashed into my chest, and shot me backwards. The gold burning my eyes started to shrink and fade away as I began to feel him disappear.
もとより盟友の女に手を出すほどゲスではない。だが魔男を意識すればむつみ合いの手札もそして情熱も磨き高める気になったであろう。ではしばしの別れをザラトゥストラ。よもや逃げ今の私では不足といった刑ならば楽しみだ。実に楽しみだ。私に道を見せてくれ。この怪奇を壊してくれ。決戦はその時に我がレギオンをもってお相手すると約束しよう。
Not like that's gonna make me shit myself. With a laughter that roared throughout the space, the gold shrunk with inverse proportion until it reached the boundary between 1 and 0 and disappeared, leaving me with an explosion that blew me away once more. Okay, we get blown away the first time. We crash over to next to the door. He blows us away again. We go through the door, and Trifa's just kind of standing there watching as we fly away. He's like, huh. That went a little bit better than I expected. Rather well, Fuji-kun. I hadn't blacked out. I was simply frustrated and ashamed by what had just happened. He held the upper hand the entire time. Failed to make him feel the least bit threatened, and then I displayed upon relief when that hell had concluded. It all made me want to curse in frustration. I shifted my gaze to the side and breathed a sigh. As barely as I did it, I fulfilled my primary goal. Hey! Oh my god, she's got the long hair again! And she's wearing that outfit too, with the long hair. What a combination! She sat next to me and tilted her head, all confused. We both went through some extraordinary stuff, but I guessed it was best to leave them behind us for now. There were countless more important things to do and think about. Reinhard told me that there was no escape, but fighting that beast mano a mano was the peak of stupidity. From here onwards, I had to do something to prevent him from showing himself ever again. So, I had to figure out what that something was as soon as possible.
マリ、どこか痛いところとかあるか？
痛い？平気だよ。
立ってみて。
I helped her do that and started examining her from top to bottom, looking for anything wrong. The fact that I was doing that with the mindset of a swordsman checking his blade for any nicks made me feel kinda bad, but I considered it a priority to get a grasp on her state before we did anything else. After all, she had the appearance of a girl about my age, and dyeing her up from point-blank range was really damn discourteous, but, well, she wasn't the type of girl to mind it. Hell, if she did, even I would be too embarrassed to do this. Also, that face! And so, with feelings of gratitude toward her obliviousness, I would have liked to unroll her sleeves and raise her skirt, but... Don't. What the hell? Why was she looking at me like that? She put her hands on my chest and pushed me away, a clear statement that she didn't want me coming any closer.
No.
Her push wasn't very strong, but the surprise was so great that I staggered.
何しようとしてたの？
いや、何って。
I only wanted to check if she really was not injured.
平気って言ったでしょ。ジロジロ見ないで。恥ずかしい。
Okay, this is immensely different.
はず。
Embarrassed? This girl? That couldn't be right. Why would she... Is it because she experienced fear that... Well, I mean, she experienced fear, and then both Ren and her were kind of deconstructed and remade instantaneously, so... Maybe that kind of clicked something in her head? Sort of?
目がいやらしかったです。
いやらしいって。
Where and how did she learn that word? Wait. Since when did she even have feelings of bashfulness? As I stood there, confused at the unexpected event, Marie looked around the area. Then, with another serious expression I'd never seen on her, she spoke.
ねえ、早くここから出よう。なんだか嫌な感じがする。
Different? While I tried to get a grasp on the reasons for her change, she took the situation into her own hands and made me come after her as she strutted off. And so, with the eyes of a person standing before a heavy obstacle, she opened the gate I went through. Beyond which stood...
Oh yeah?
There he is!
Ooh, how did it go? I was not able to actually watch anything, but did you have yourself a good time? Did he offer you any tea or something?
これはまたお嬢さん。随分と見違えましたね。
Irae Amantes, the priest that brought me here. Marie stood proud and glared at him as one would glare at an enemy. Well, not like there was any doubt he was an enemy, but... He gave a slight chuckle and...
藤井さんもよくぞご無事で。話は聞こえていましたが、あのハイドリ秘境を前に短歌を切るとは大したものだ。私に言われても嬉しくはないでしょうが、尊敬に値しますね。
ああ、別に。
I was going to give him a quick thanks for that, but then...
あなた誰？おかしい。
As bad at reading the mood as ever, Marie broke into our exchange.
二人？うん。変な人。顔が違う。ねえ、あなた。
She can probably tell that that's not really his body. Or, that's not Trifa's body.
はい、お嬢さん。トリファーと言いますが。
トリファ。体はどこ？
Oh, fuck, I called it!
ほう。
Marie's words made me tilt my head in puzzlement. Father Trifa, on the other hand, narrowed his eyes with visible admiration.
それはですね、お嬢さん。これは内緒のお話ですが、本当の私はお城に囚われているのですよ。ですから勇敢なお姫様なり王子様なり、哀れな私を助けに来てくださると嬉しいのですが。なんでしたらあなた方がその役を買って出ていただけるのですか？
そうね。今からでもいいけど。
Oh my god.
なるほど。これは。
Okay, this Marie is instantly different.
おい、
Their clearly meaningless exchange pissed me off to the point where I grabbed Marie's arm and pulled her away from him.
この子に関わるな。とにかくもう用は済んだろ。
ああ、そうですね。ハイドリ秘境から受けた命は、すでに私も果たしました。
Oh, by the way, be sure to say
あなた
hi.
も、今日はお帰りになるか。
I keep interrupting him.
それとも、
Eyes! He left off with the rest of the sentence, and his smile shifted into a crescent moon. His eyes opened sharp, and his irises, reminiscent of frozen lakes, released a menacing glow. The priest implied he would be ready for a battle here and now. Well, that was definitely an option. Reinhardt wasn't anywhere close, and if I had Marie with me again, so having a go at fighting Father Trifa wouldn't have been a bad idea at all. However...
いや、帰るよ。
Okay, very well then. Be sure to say hi to Malleus and Kaziklu Bey. I'm pretty sure that they really did miss you. Be sure to say hi to them for me.
I subdued my emotions, heaved a sigh, and chose to retreat for the time being.
そうですか。安心しました。ここであなたと構えれば、テレジアの身が気にかかる。
Right. Indeed, this was the church, and she was somewhere in it. Not to mention the possibility of Wilhelm, Rusalka, and Sakurai being here too. If I inconsiderately went wild here, there was no telling what would happen to her.
私に信用などないでしょうが、一応神に仕える者として約束しましょう。私はテレジアを害する気などありませんし、他の誰にもさせません。
あんたの神ってのはラインハルトだろ。
仮にそうでも、あの方もまたテレジアを害したりはしませんよ。
Well, despite, despite him making a bit of a threat toward what he would do to Marie, he did kind of say that he wouldn't harm somebody dear to a friend of his. So, I'm probably paraphrasing this immensely right now, so... I'm not sure whether that holds up, though. A few seconds passed as we glared at one another, and suddenly my emotions wavered. Even if I chose not to fight him now, I could still take Himuro and run away with her. Sure, their home field advantage made the probability of success extremely questionable, but if it meant rescuing her from these psychos, it might be worth it.
ねえレン、聞いて。
What's up, Marie? As I considered that course of action, Marie pulled on my sleeve.
この人、嘘は言ってないよ。
Okay. Really? Well, there was no denying that she displayed a lot of certainty, but damn! What the hell happened to her? Crap. Couldn't help but feel uneasy about this. I had no clue what her change meant or where it would lead, but trusting her would be like a reckless gamble.
どうしてそう思う？
だって、この人の本物が私には見えるから。
Shit. I didn't get it at all. Father Trifa was Father Trifa. The very same nut job shaking his shoulders as he held back his laughter at fuck knows what. Had to make a decision. Marie looked at me with sincerity and honesty that was never there before. I didn't know the reason for her change, but I felt that it was something to be glad about. The Marie I got from Mercurius was almost doll-like in demeanor, and knew neither weal nor woe, so I always felt a bit uncomfortable about using her as a tool. Now, though, she was voicing opinions she herself formed and asked me to believe her in her as a partner. Who was I to reject that?
わかった。
It's like she's matured in a short time span. I didn't trust Father Trifa at all, nor was I lowering my guard towards him. I had enough of his farces to last me a lifetime. Instead, I believed in Marie. Not Father Trifa, but Marie, the girl at my side.
今日は帰る。外まで案内してほしい。
わかりました。ではこちらへ。
Valera Trifa respectfully bowed his head and started to show us the way out.
言い忘れましたが、あなたの友人も死んではいない。心配しているでしょうから、早く帰って安心させてあげなさい。
Oh, thank God. That dumbass is still alive.
友人？シロか。
So he was alright, huh? Well, he wasn't the type to worry about me, but the club was the only place I could return to right now, so we'd definitely meet up there. I'd made the correct choice, right? Kimura was someone irreplaceable to me, but... Right next to me, Marie smiled and voiced a laugh like it was her first. That smile was one that I wanted to protect.
ありがとう、レン。私嬉しい。
I can tell! Those words healed me of the burdening uncertainty within my heart. And for the first time ever, I considered her charming. Oh, that's nice.
さて。
And I hate to cut it off there, but I'm gonna have to cut it off there. Okay. Alright, so we had ourselves a bit of an interesting conversation with good old Reinhard Heydrich. We got Marie back, and she's undergone quite a bit of a change. It's like she's got a... Well, I mean, Ren kind of put it like before. She was very doll-like, but now she's got like this small bit of confidence, like she's trying to be like more forward or stuff like that. I kind of like that. It's different. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what this Marie might do, though. Also, her ability to easily tell that, you know, that was not Trifa, his actual body, or his original body. That is interesting. So, it makes me wonder, maybe it's just I don't know. Maybe she's maybe she's actually a lie detector. I don't know. It really just depends on how this novel keeps making me think and I want to see more. Well, I'm guessing we're gonna have ourselves a nice little moment with, once again, Valera Trifa, just sharing his thoughts as this theme plays. But that'll have to wait till next week. So, as this is the week that we finally got back into Dies Irae, I want to thank everybody, once again, for allowing me the break that I did, and as well as giving a big thank you to all of you for giving me such a wonderful, warm welcome back. I've missed doing this, and I'm really going to look forward to doing even more. So, in that regard, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next video. Hello there everybody, Sabato92 here, and if you like this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And hey, if you guys like my content, then maybe you'd like to check out another channel who I think deserves equal attention. So click that Nightmare emblem and check out that channel, or go to the links in the description down below. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.